All right, so we're heading out on my very first drive in the Polestar 2 here. For being rear-wheel drive only, it's got some power, and you can really tell that it's rear-wheel drive. I like the one-pedal driving here. It feels good. Steering is pretty good. It's a little heavy. I'm not sure off the top of my head if this has electric power steering, but it doesn't really feel like it. So if we put one pedal in low mode, yeah, one pedal off. So yeah, this is something that I'm gonna really have to get used to driving this car for the next week, is not having the regen paddles at a moment's notice. If you just wanna slow down real quick, you can just pull on it or whatever. I'm gonna put that back in standard. Wow, it is really golden hour right now. It is practically yellow outside. So coming into some twisties here. Yeah, that's the difference between this and my Ioniq 5, is just being a sedan, it just feels so much less roly-poly going around turns. So I have steering feel in standard. If I put it in firm, it's not noticeably firmer, but let's see what light feels like. Oh, much lighter. So maybe it must be electronic steering, or else you wouldn't be able to change it on the fly like this. But this car has all the safety features that every other car has, but I am interested to try out their highway drive assist, so to speak, for lack of a better term. I'm not sure what their branding is on that. This car does have 4-way lumbar, which feels really good. Able to dial that in nicely. So the throttle response, like there, it must have sensed the steering wheel angle, because it didn't really give me very much in terms of throttle. But when you're going just straight, it seems to let you get a little bit more torque pretty instantaneously, but they probably don't want you spinning out in a turn. I do like the kind of classy lighting strung amongst the cabin. It does just look like regular white. I don't think you can change the color. I haven't dug into the settings too much yet, but it does look nice. There's also lighting in the footwells, which looks good. So even in sport mode there was some water on the road. I gave it a lot of acceleration there, and it really kind of tamped down on the torque available to me after it sensed some wheel slip. So kind of interesting that even with sport mode on, it's still doing that. And now we're stuck behind a bus, so no more fun. So now's a good time to test creep mode. Let's see what that's like. So I come to a complete stop, and if I let off, I keep going. If I turn creep mode off, it's basically auto hold. It just holds the brakes. I prefer auto hold, so I will leave creep mode off. The leather on the steering wheel has a nice feel. I would like a little bit bigger bolstering here at 10 and 2. I don't really like this turn signal sound. It sounds like a pitter-patter of like rain dropping out a tin roof. Not really big on it. We're doing about 50 miles per hour here. Now, we do have winter tires on, so the road noise is gonna be more than usual with like all seasons, but there's a fair amount of wind noise in here. It's not nearly as quiet as some other EVs I've driven. The A-pillars here are on the chunkier side. You can definitely lose some objects within them. Let this car get some room in front of us, and let's punch it. All right, so let's try and activate their highway driving adaptive cruise control. Truck is really struggling here to make it up this hill. Goes up in 5 mile per hour increments, which is interesting. So I've got it set at 75 right now. It's definitely more aggressive when a car moves out of the way than the Ioniq 5. It really just starts accelerating. It doesn't seem like it's trying to do very much steering though, which I would actually prefer. Let's see if there's a setting for that. Lane keeping aid. Yeah, I'll have to double check the specs, but it doesn't seem like it wants to steer while on the highway. Yeah, if you take your hands off the wheel, let's see what it does. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. At least with the adaptive cruise control, I like that it allows for a pretty short following distance. In terms of the suspension, It's definitely responsive to undulations and divots in the road, but it seems to recover pretty well after the fact. When I do press down on the accelerator, I'm hearing a noticeable motor whine or something electrical whining, but once I pull off the pedal and start regenning, it goes away. Okay, so I can feel the active steering here on like a secondary road. I just went over the white line and I could feel it maybe on a straightaway. Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of nudging. Well, it's starting to get dark, guys. I don't think you're going to be able to see me very well in the next couple minutes, so we'll end the video here. This was my first impressions of the Polestar 2 long range rear wheel drive, brand new for the 2024 model year. So expect a lot more content on the Polestar 2 coming in the near future. I'm going to be breaking this whole experience with this car up into multiple videos, and then in the end I might do a big singular video going over my entire experience. So anyway, if you guys liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.